Nearly 23% of U.S. homes have said goodbye to landlines and hello to wireless. They've made that transition. And our markets reporter, Sheila Dharmarajan, explains why, when households cut the cord, it actually rings fear for telcos. Sheila?
Well, that's right, Margaret. And here's what Sanford Bernstein thinks. They think that the death of the landline could spell doom for big telcos like AT&T and Verizon. So, for example, over the next 4 years, they think that AT&T could make $10 billion less in EBITDA versus Wall Street forecasts out there now. So what's happening here? Well, one big issue that Sanford Bernstein points out is the high fixed costs associated with operating telephone plans. So what happens is when you lose the revenues from the customers who are cutting the cord on their wireline, the fixed costs, they're still around. And what happens is they now get spread over a smaller number of lines. So that ultimately means that the margins for telcos are taking a big hit, Margaret.
So the thing is, it's hard to find someone who has a landline these days. At least it seems that way in New York. But when telcos get that revenue line cut, when customers switch to wireless, doesn't the transition make up for the loss?
Theoretically, yes, right? There should be a perfect substitution. But what's happening is that customers don't always stay with the same telco for their wireless. Now, also another factor that's playing into this is the whole dialing up for internet. So that's actually one reason why a lot of households kept the landline, was to dial onto the internet. But now dial-up has obviously moved to broadband. And when it comes to broadband, there are a ton more options out there. So for cable, for example, gaining huge share in broadband. And actually, you can see that cable is getting crushing the telcos when it comes to those broadband net additions, Margaret.
All right. Thank you so much, Sheila Dharmarajan.